What's up, and welcome back to A Nervous Trek, where we share our tips and tricks to avoid those travel anxieties and what we do to get through them. On this one, the Carnival Sunrise is taking us to Grand Cayman. We're going to show you the secret beach we found. Stay tuned on how to get there and what it costs. Alright, first pro tip. We're always worried about getting breakfast in the morning on port days, making sure we eat, and making sure we also get our ticket for the tender boat. Do not sleep on Guy's Burgers breakfast. The Carnival Sunrise was the first ship we had that actually did breakfast there. Bacon, egg, cheese, tomato, all on a breakfast sandwich. It was incredible. However, it did put us behind. We usually wake up and go right to the tender boat line. We've never had a problem. In this, we had to wait about an hour. It went all the way through the casino to the sushi bar to basically the elevators. So it was a long wait, and it cut into our time on Grand Cayman. So make sure you're up early and get those tender tickets. The tender boat ride to Grand Cayman from the ship was about 7 minutes, and once you get off, you find their port. A lot of people stop to get their photos taken. We kind of wandered. We were on a mission. We tried to get our passport stamped. Yes, we know it's bad and it can invalidate your passport. However, once in a while, we always try. And after we walked around for a bit, we just asked someone and they were like, we stopped doing those. So don't bother trying to get your passport stamped. First thing you want to do is head over to the taxi area if you don't have an excursion and just look for other people looking for a taxi. So some anxieties, we got ripped off in Cozumel. We find it safer and more cost efficient to load up in a taxi with other cruise guests. We did have a few options of where we wanted to go in this taxi. Our bus driver was hysterical and actually was very helpful, telling us that one of the beaches had basically been eroded from a hurricane that had come. So we decided to go to Public Beach. Nervous Checker tip again. He did try to get us to pay round trip and make sure that we went back with him and said there would be no other taxis available. We had to go with him and come back with him. That is false. Only pay one way. You can leave the beach whenever you want and take a taxi back. It is more cost effective to travel with other people going to that location. So if you can find some people loading into a taxi, all head to one place and separate as you please. But you feel a little bit more safe and you know you're not getting ripped off with 15 other people in the taxi. So he kind of let us know that the other beach was not going to be a good one to go to. So we headed to Public Beach. We thought it was just a public beach, but it's actually called Public Beach. And when we got there were a few little stands. One of my favorite things are the Rogue Island chickens. This one had quite a few Rogue Island chickens next to the Jamaican jerk chicken stand, so I was like, oh no. But we did notice there weren't a lot of places selling beer, and if you watch our videos, you know we're on vacation to sip on some beer and enjoy our time in the sun. So the whole reason we found this secret beach was we just couldn't find beer, so we kept walking. So your pro tip is when you get to Public Beach, hang a right, and you're just gonna keep walking. So Public Beach is on 7 Mile Beach, so if that's one of your bucket list goals to go see 7 Mile Beach, you are going to be on 7 Mile Beach. And the main thing you want to do is just keep walking. To your right, oh, there's my rogue chicken. Distracted by my own video. So just keep walking when you turn to the right. You're going to see a plethora of Carnival towels, Royal Caribbean towels. You're going to know they're the cruise ship towels. Keep walking until they start to fade. And we found our first restaurant that we knew we could get beer at. And we ended up on the Kimpton property. So this is the restaurant at the Kimpton. And nobody else chose to walk down as far as we did. So it was just us and the Kimpton guests. And one of the cool things was that they had the restaurant on property, but they also had water sport rentals. And they also just throw free floaties into the water. So we were like, do we have to pay for these? And they were like, no, just hop on, enjoy your floaty. And it was so rad. So enjoy those free water floats. As you can see, the whole cruise got off. We were the only people there. We were the only ones that chose to keep walking. So we probably only walked for like 15 minutes. Only ones in the water. It was incredible. Sailboats, they had floats, you could take out those water trikes. Now, after we hung out, we had a nice delicious meal, had some beers, and then we decided to walk back because, you know, anxiety. What's your anxiety? missing that tender boat back when you do your own excursion. You don't want to do that. So pro tip again, always give yourself 2 to 3 hours. That's why we like to get out early, and I'm anxious about getting the tender boat itself ticket because I don't want to miss time, because you need to be back at the port early enough to make sure that you get back on that ship. And as you can see, if you see all those yellow and blue umbrellas, that's all just cruise guests, all flocked to the same area. And if they just kept walking 15 minutes down the beach, they could have been all alone with a restaurant and free water sport activities. So after I gawked at the baby chimkins for a solid 10 minutes, we made our way back to the taxi. FYI, these are air conditioned. We were able to find enough other anxious travelers that wanted to get back early that we were able to fill a full taxi. So the price was the same, $6 per person each way, plus your tip for the driver. Guys, we got back and had a beer, and we were super early. We had like 2 hours to get back onto the ship. And we looked, and the line extended to the exit of the port. Needless to say, we were on the last tender boat back. 2 hours early back to port from the beach. Okay, y'all, we're leaving Grand Cayman. This is a lot. We went to 7 Mile Beach, but the tender to get back last call was at 3:15.
Is that the one you were talking about? The one where
now
like it's
3:30.
it just looks.
Alright, so as we made our way back to the ship, we did our norm. We went back, we changed, we rinsed off, and then somehow time just flew by and I was starving. We had already missed our dinner time in the main dining room. Guys, my biggest pro tip here is going to be bring Ziploc baggies or just some foil or something with you, so that when you are at the buffet during the day, or you have leftovers from your meal at the Italian restaurant, save those and bring them back to the rooms. You don't have to pay for room service, because the room service genuinely is not that great. Everything always comes cold. It takes an hour and a half, and you have to pay for the majority of it now. So we went to the buffet, and I was so sad. Like, food is my life, and food is why I cruise. And I just kind of wanted a salad at that point. And they had croutons, and they had like 3 of the dressings out, but they had no salad mix. There was no lettuce, there was no spinach, there was no arugula, there was nothing to make a salad on. And then as we continued to walk through, we ended up with like some pasta, I think. We had like a weird prime rib. But by that point, it was like the end of the day. Everything was cold. As you can see, like, my favorite thing about Carnival cruises is their super soft, delicious, spreadable butter, which I'm about to go way too hard on right now, and I'm mortified that you guys are gonna watch this. But hey, I like butter. It's who I am. So I got all this butter, and they had no rolls. There was no bread available for the butter when we went back. And luckily, one of the guys was super nice and saw all the butter on my plate and saw the disappointment in my eyes and got me like a spare multi-grain roll that they had in the back. So I wasn't completely sad, but yeah, big pro tip. Don't wait until the end of the night to go to Lido Deck. You're pretty much left with what's left, or you have to go wait in the 2-hour pizza line, which seems to be a new thing. This is one of the curses of starting to cruise during COVID. Well, it's end of night, last night of cruise, and there's not a whole lot of snacks. There's salad. There's no cake out. Very minimal, like 3 sliced cake. Probably no bread left.
Sandwich sign.
Well, I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna get some olives. I'm gonna get some salads. There's no olives. Y'all, there's no olives. There's no bacon. There's no salad. I'm probably wasting my goddamn time in this wall.
Yeah.
Keep it working.
Yeah, I think we're broken.
Did it? Nice buffet.
Yep.
3 out of 3 stars. Well, no, 3 out of 5 stars for them.
Delete.
It's feedback time. Comment down below. Have you been disappointed by your late night buffet options or overall food options? Because I don't want to sound like one of those people, but this one made me really sad. Super upfront. This was day 1. You can tell Zach's shirt is different. We had no footage from the food we ate because there was no food. So day 1, we got prime rib and noodles. Zach got some corn. Yeah. It's weird that you see that light going off up front. That was a big one. I need Wi-Fi. I need to be able to upload this. Anywho, we hope you had as much fun as we did. If this video helped relieve any of your stress or anxiety, or you had as much fun as we did, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that fun stuff. It helps us out. A Nervous Trek.